and I'm just very excited. So if you guys don't know, my name's Jenny Gowan. I live in Florida, actually in Orlando, and Elika and Kristen and I are coaches together on Team Warrior Women. And so the three of us just one day on a call started talking about yoga and meditation and crystals and water and the moon energy and full moons. And we just came down to, wow, we really need to do like a full moon ritual. And that's how this really was created, was just off of a conversation. And we realized that we had all the powers necessary to host something like this for ourselves and for the people that maybe are interested in it, but don't quite know how to do it themselves. With all of our powers combined, we really have created something kind of special here for you guys. And so I hope you really enjoy it. And I hope you get maybe just a lighter sense when you leave here, maybe a little more fulfilled, a little bit more happy, loved, whole. That's really our goal here for you guys. So I'm going to do a little reading, and then I'm going to pass it over to Kristen, where she's going to guide us through an intention setting session. She's got some information for us, and I'm really excited to hear what she has to say for us, but I've got a little warm up for us, and hopefully this can just help you get the right mindset going into this session today. Okay, so this is one of my favorite books. It's a book I read forever ago, but it's called You Are a Badass. If you haven't read it, put it on your Audible right now, put it on your Prime and order it ASAP, okay? Because it's super good. So I've got just a little section that I want to read to you guys that is just one of my favorite sections of this book, and it just reminds me every time that what we think manifests. How we think manifests into our lives. And so I just want you to remember that when you're going into this session, how you come into this session, what you're thinking about this session will manifest. Okay, if you think it's silly and you don't know what you're doing, and that's exactly how the session's going to go for you. If you come in with faith, an open mind, an open heart, I promise you, you will leave here very, very satisfied by the end. Okay, so this is what I got for you. Faith is having the audacity to believe in the not yet seen. Faith is the muscle you use when you decide to blast outside of your comfort zone and transform your life into something that's practically unrecognizable to you in your present reality. Faith smothers your fear of the unknown. Faith allows you to take risks. Faith is the stuff of leap and the net will appear. Faith is your best buddy when you're scared shitless. When you are consistently in a state of gratitude and aware of all the awesomeness that already exists, it, among many other things, make it much easier for you to believe that there's more awesomeness where that came from. And that this yet to be manifested awesomeness is also available to you. You've received awesomeness before. So, of course, you can receive it again. This is how gratitude strengthens your faith. And having strong faith is a major key in transforming your life. You guys, faith is whatever you want it to be. Faith is a belief that there is awesomeness yet again ahead of you. Okay? You've experienced it once in your life. I'm sure we can all name a time where something awesome has happened to us. And so if you've had it once, it's there to happen again. Okay? You must have faith to believe that. And to bring faith, we must have gratitude. Which is why I really thought that was a good passage to read, because going into our attention setting with Kristen, I just felt like you need to have gratitude for the life you already have. And you need to have faith that more is to come in order to set intentions for the following month. Okay, so hopefully that resonates with you, and hopefully it kind of sets the tone for what I want you to have here. I just want you to have faith. I want you to have an open heart and be willing and accepting to whatever is right in front of you, because awesomeness is what's coming. Okay, All right, Kristen. I'm passing over to her. She's also in Florida. She's outside. I was scared of the mosquitoes today. I'm not gonna lie. But go ahead, Kristen. I want to pass it over to you. She's gonna talk some about our full moon, maybe the crystals and the things that you can lay out in front of you, the water, all of that fun stuff. So I'm passing it over to you, and I'm muting myself. All right, ladies.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen. I am in Florida. I am actually lucky though. I'm on a balcony, so mine is actually enclosed, so no bugs out here. um, yeah. So essentially, what I wanted to start with is thanking you guys for coming and allowing me to guide you through this and trusting me to help you through this. It's really important for me to set intentions moving forward into the next month. It kind of helps set myself up for success in my own being. So I get the opportunity to let go of things that are not suiting me anymore and bring to fruition things that I'm ready for in my life or maybe not ready for and I have no idea. And that's one of the lovely things about tonight's moon is it is also accompanied by an eclipse. So it actually brings on even more energy. So the full moon tides, people always ask, well, why does the full moon make us crazy? Well, our bodies are 70% water. And when the tidal force is pulling us, because our bodies are that much water, we're going to be offset. And we have the ability to harness some of that energy and take it with us and carry it with us in charging different items and using them around your house. So you can set up jugs of water. It doesn't matter what you put them in, to be honest, as long as you set them up. A lot of this is intentional. It gets your mind in the right place and moving you forward. So you can also charge crystals, which send off vibrations, which will help you. Some you can wear, some you keep and put up as totems in your house or around your house. I also charge regular salt and put it outside of my doors just to protect me. There's other things you can charge. You can literally just charge water, put it in a spray bottle, put it in your diffuser, drink it. It can be whatever you want it to be. So when we have a full moon and we have an eclipse, it can cause things to be a little bit more hectic. What they call it is the eclipse forcing your hand, something that you've been waiting to do, thinking about doing, but haven't taken the leap. Will make you do it. It was actually really interesting. One of the girls that I work with bought a car yesterday while we were at work online. I was like, what are you doing? So yeah, so it's like, let's step back and look. So one of the other things that you can do moving forward, if you choose to continue to do this with us, is you'll be able to pay attention to your energy around that time, knowing moving forward the date when it's going to be happening. You can start to feel the changes in your own person, in your own being. Um, so setting intentions is truly something that's very personal. I want you to take the time to do it. Sometimes I take 2 or 3 days to set intentions, and you can choose the ones that really matter to me. The biggest ones that I'm focusing on for this full Beaver moon are going to be letting go. There's a lot of things in my life right now that are not serving me. They're not moving me forward. They're either keeping me stagnant or actually holding me back, whether that's people in my life or things in my home and purging, or just things that I've left in my mind. They could be literally childhood traumas. So those things you're also able to let go. I did post a little bit about it, and that's writing those intentions down. And when you're finished with your full moon session, either ripping those up or burning them, and just the act of actually letting that go usually brings me a lot of relief in my inside and my inner being. It makes me feel more centered and more grounded with myself. So those are all options for you guys. It's truly your own practice and what makes you comfortable. And that's what makes it important, is just making it your own. There's no right or wrong way to perform this practice. It's truly being yourself, making it your own experience, bringing your own things to the table and enjoying it. That's the biggest thing, is to just let go and enjoy it. And if you feel energy, you feel energy. And if you don't, you don't. You are here, you are present, and that's what's important. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys is also what the full, why they call it a full beaver moon, and that is because in Native American culture they used it as a sign of the changing of seasons and also a calendar. So the beavers would actually move into their homes at that point. They had already foraged and prepared themselves for a long winter. So it was literally a calendar system used for them. They followed the moons, the lunar schedule. So it's important to recognize that as moving on to the colder months. A lot of us tend to struggle when it gets colder and have a harder time, especially with everything that's going on for COVID. Why wouldn't we want to set some positive intentions for ourselves to move forward. If we're continuously doing that, our mindset is going to change, and we can always think back to that. The other thing that I wanted to say was, when you set an intention, don't hold on to it. Get rid of your intentions, because for the next month, you're going to want to set new ones. If you're setting the same intention for yourself, you're not working on yourself. Honestly, you need to be continuously working on yourself for your intentions to also work. We can speak a million things into existence, and that means that we're making actions to make them happen. So we're talking about it, we're making movements to move in the right direction. And with that, I'd like everybody to kind of sit and relax with their intentions. I'm going to actually tell you guys what I'm releasing this time, just so you guys can kind of get an idea for it. And for this full Beaver moon, I'm going to be releasing anxiety. I'm releasing other people's opinions. I'm releasing fear of moving forward. I'm releasing the feeling of letting people down. And I'm releasing holding myself back. So I'm not moving forward, but I'm also the one that's holding myself back. And I want to release all of those things. They're pretty emotional for me, to be honest, sitting down and thinking about them. And so I've spoke them into existence, and I'm letting them go all the way. They no longer serve me, and I'm no longer going to allow them to serve me. So at this time, I would like for each one of you guys to pick up your intentions, and you can choose to say them aloud or just speak them quietly to yourself, whatever makes you comfortable. We're going to take a moment of quiet to be able to do that amongst ourselves. And wherever you're at, I'm just going to say a few words about being thankful and gratitude, and that's for the moon and our earth itself for providing this experience and this opportunity to have tidal force pulling us to get together to harness this energy and charge it. I'm grateful for the moon providing her energy, as she is feminine energy, filling us with positivity, glowing energy that's going to be moving us into the colder months. We're going to be able to harness that, channel it into our everyday lives and our beings. We're going to remember this moment moving forward and how we felt. We're going to allow that to guide us moving day to day through the next month into the cold moon. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for taking the time. Let the moon give you her energy and bask in it as much as you can. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and pass everything over to Ellen.
Thank you, Kristen. That's awesome. Okay, so for today's yoga practice, it's going to be really, really low key. Like, we're like super, like, just really low key. So just to put that expectation out there for everybody, there's not going to be any kind of like vinyasas or flowing or anything. We're going to be holding poses and really finding space for us that feels good. We're not even necessarily looking for like an intense stretch. Okay, so I know sometimes people can be intimidated by yoga, and people who've even taken my yoga before, like typically I do a pretty active yoga class, and this is not going to be that at all. So just to let everybody know that. Okay, so I'm super excited to have you all here for this practice tonight. I want to begin with talking about the props that we have. So I asked that and you don't have to, if you don't have any props, it's totally good. It's not a problem at all. If you have like one or two things, that's great as well. If you were able to grab a blanket or a towel, we're gonna prep that right now, so we just have it ready to go when we need it in the middle of the practice. Okay, so it's gonna end up looking rolled like this, but I'll help you get it that way. So if you have your blanket completely open, I'm going to refer to it as like hamburger and hot dog folding. So like hot dog folding would be vertical and hamburger folding would be horizontal. Did I say that right? Yeah, okay, so maybe not. So what you're gonna do though is bring it end to end, hamburger style, and then hamburger style it again. So not this way, not long ways like this, but hamburger style like this. About this size. So from here, you're gonna take the closed edge of the blanket and you're just gonna roll it towards the open edge. That's it. One nice little roll. And if you know what, if you have a roll and you did it some other way, that's amazing too. As long as it's a nice even roll, you do whatever works for you, okay? So once you have that, you can just set that aside. We'll need that a little later on in practice. So for the other props, if you have blocks, that's awesome. We're gonna be sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose for quite a while. So if it's comfortable for you to have them under your knees for a little bit of support, you can do that. If you have pillows, maybe you don't have yoga blocks, totally good. If you have pillows, you can fold those in half and you're just gonna put the closed edge, so not the Pac-Man open edge, but the closed edge under your knee in towards you. So the open edge is going out. The same thing with the blanket. If you have blankets instead of pillows or yoga blocks, you just got a couple blankets and you want to put them under your knees, you can fold them however many times you need to make them even. And then you just want the closed side going in towards you. So take, 30 seconds to arrange yourself, get nice and comfy. If you have an extra blanket or pillow and you want to sit on it for a little extra cushion, feel free to do that as well. I usually don't teach with props either, so. All right, everybody's getting situated, taking their time. All right, so we're going to begin our practice by doing a meditation. So a lotus flower meditation with a lotus flower mudra or hand gesture. So a little bit about the lotus flower. It's really symbolic in yoga, especially, but in life for, rooting and grounding down into mud and muck and nasty because they grow in water, so they're really rooted in disgusting stuff. And they grow to be these beautiful, amazing flowers that, just are produce so much and they're just gorgeous. So it's a really good analogy for life where we all kind of have to, cling on to our roots and really root down and recognize that we have to go through the muck and grow through the muck to evolve into this amazing, beautiful thing that we are. So, and with that lotus flower mudra, we're going to have it open like the lotus flower at our heart center to remind us in that connecting piece. Okay, so let's have our hands just at heart center prayer like this to begin. And then to make the lotus mudra, you're just going to keep your pinkies and your thumbs together, and the other 3 fingers on the inside are going to kind of peel open. So you have this nice little area here where you can, put a little lotus flower essentially. So this, we're going to be here for a little bit for this meditation. Don't feel like you need to have your hands super rigid the whole time. Relax your fingers. Wonder if you're doing it right. You're doing it right, I promise. That's good. So we're going to take a big inhale and exhale. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze if your eyes aren't closed already. And take 3 breaths or so, just at your natural breath rhythm, noticing where your thumbs hit your sternum. So just starting to calm our minds. And gently bringing our awareness to our inhale. Imagine inhaling energy down from the moon through the crown of the head into the heart center. And on our exhale, we're just really going to focus our awareness in between our hands, in between this heart center space that we have here. We're not manipulating our breath or controlling it. We're allowing our natural breath rhythm to be there. But we're gently inhaling energy, goodness, the ability to let go, all of those things, inhaling them down and exhaling the energy into our heart center. On your next inhale, we're going to imagine drawing energy up from the ground to our roots and into our heart center, just like the lotus flower. Again, we're not manipulating the inhale or exhale here, allowing ourselves to just breathe comfortably, relax our body, and begin inhaling from the moon and the ground simultaneously into your heart center space. And on an exhale, we're still just really cultivating that love and affection in the little womb cocoon area we've got going on with our lotus mudra. Remembering that we are here to connect with each other, but mostly to connect with ourselves right now. It's the time of year for internal reflection, gently allow ourselves to relax and accept all of the good that we have done over this past year. Recognize all that we've endured, how much we've grown. So inhaling our awareness from the moon and the ground into our heart center. We're going to be here for a few more breath cycles, holding this meditation. If your mind begins to wander, really bring it back to your intentions that you set, to the idea of connecting root to heart center, moon to heart center, nestling down into yourself, really turning inward, finding the comfort, the coziness, recognizing, allowing ourselves to restore during this time, to recoup. A few more exhales and inhales. On your next exhale, you gently allow your hands to fall to the tops of your knees. Open your eyes slightly, gently. We're going to begin our first yoga pose in Savasana. That's right, starting in Savasana. So you can go ahead and make your way down one vertebrae at a time. So get comfy in your Savasana. Maybe you want to have a pillow under your head. Maybe you want to keep your knees bent out a little. Maybe you want to have an active rest right now. Have your feet as wide as the mat. Have your knees resting in together. Placing your hands spread wide on your torso, on your body. So one on your chest, one on your belly, allowing the backs of your arms to rest. Starting in Savasana, to allow all the goodness that we just cultivated with Kristen, with our meditation, we want all of that to soak in to us, to our being, to our energy. We want to give space for that. We want to honor ourselves. We want to honor the meditation that we just allowed ourselves to do. So we are going to be in Savasana for a few breath cycles. Keeping your awareness on a gentle rise and fall of the belly. Expecting the mind to wander because it will. That's what it does. And just bringing it back to your intentions. Maybe allowing the corners of your mouth to draw up slightly in a smile. Giving yourself some gratitude for being here tonight. for making the time for you. Appreciating that you connect in a safe space and allow yourself to really feel that, to really be in the moment. Just a few more breath cycles. On your next exhale, when you feel ready, gently bring your knees into your chest. Hands will come on the outside of the knees. So we're just going to do a nice little rock back and forth here, drawing maybe circles with the knees, giving ourselves a little massage on our back. That feels good. Maybe you have the knees a little bit wider instead of up here together. Maybe they're a little wider. Find what feels nice for each day, okay? Connecting with the breath. On an inhale, you're gently going to extend the right leg out long, allow it to be on the ground in a relaxed style. Left knee is going to be in. Maybe your right hand comes to your right hip if that feels good. Maybe it comes out to the side, whatever feels nice for you. Just spend a couple moments here. Circling your ankles, whatever feels good. Relaxing in your upper body. Noticing if you're clenching in your jaw. On an exhale, gently bring your right knee back into your chest, slow and steady. Inhale, extend your left leg out long. Same thing on this side, we'll be here for a few breath cycles. Maybe your left hand comes to your hip or out to the side. Whatever feels good for you, maybe it stays on your belly. Moving the ankles, wiggling the toes, relaxing the upper body. Really allowing yourself to transition from receiving or achieving mode to receiving mode. So instead of really trying to go for a pose, we're really just receiving what feels good here. Movement, relaxation. On an exhale, gently bring your left knee back in. Inhale, extend your right leg out. We're gonna do this one breath with one movement here. Exhale your right knee back in. And inhale, extend your left leg out. So do this at your own breath rate, just slow and steady. On an inhale, you're extending one leg out. On an exhale, you're gently bringing your legs in. If it feels good to you to close your eyes throughout this practice, I really encourage you to do that. And really allow your breath to be the dictator of the movement here. So listen to your breath cycle. Move with the inhale and exhale. Good. One more inhale, and on your next exhale, gently just plant both of your feet. And we're going to come to the right side. Just lay on our right side for a few breath cycles before we push ourselves up to our easy pose again. Once you feel like you're good to sit up, you can push into your hands, push yourself up. Go nice Sukhasana, easy pose. Want to pull your blanket or your pillow back underneath you to sit, that's awesome. You should totally do that. Take a moment to move your hair, adjust your shirt, whatever you need to do. Okay. All right, from here. So typically in Sukhasana, we really want to focus on like stacking the vertebrae and having our heart over center. But in this practice, I really want us to focus on relaxing. I really want us to focus on not, being in that, achieving the perfect posture mode, but really receiving the benefits of being aware and present with our movement, okay? We're gonna inhale, bring our hands up and overhead, interlace our fingers, make sure our ears are not eating our shoulders, we want space here. And on an exhale, gently tip over to the right, just a little. So again, I'm not trying to like collapse in my side into a super reach. I really just want a nice gentle awareness in my side body. We're going to be here for 5 to 7 to 8 to 9 breath cycles. So if it starts to like shake in your body, come out a little bit. We are here to enjoy ourselves. We're not here to get our sweat on today, please. Big inhales, expand the left side body. Exhale, root the left hip bone down. On an exhale, gently allow the right hand to plant. From here, you're gently going to twist your torso and your eyes down to the ground. Just a nice little twisting stretch here. Your gaze would be down at the ground towards your right hand. Bring your left hand to your right knee. You're going to inhale yourself up. So you're still gaze up. So you're still going to twist. The right hand is behind your back. You're going to twist for a few breath cycles. Inhaling length in the spine, but again, we're not stacking our vertebrae and being really crazy about achieving this awesome posture. We're here to enjoy the twist, get a nice inhale and length, and exhale a little further journey. On your next exhale, you can gently release. Come back to center. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Interlace our fingers. Again, space between our ears and our shoulders. On the exhale, gently bend over to the left. Again, we're going to be here for a few breath cycles. So we don't want to be really super overachiever here. We want to make sure our right sit bone is glued down. We want to make sure we have a nice long line in the right side body and in the left side body. We're not collapsing the left side body either. Good. On your next exhale, allow your left hand to come to the ground and gently twist your torso, gaze to the ground. Just reaching and extending your right hand out a little bit. Gently allow your right knee to come to your left knee. Inhale, gaze comes up, twisting open to the left. Left hand comes back behind you. Here for 5 breath cycles or so. Really inhaling into the belly, allowing those full breaths in and out. On your next exhale, gently release. Good. We're going to take a moment and switch the legs, switch our cross and our legs. So whatever leg you have in front of your cross, if your legs are crossed, put that in the back. Just do a little bit. We're going to do a little seated cat-cow now. So our palms will just be face down on our knees. We're going to inhale, open our chest slightly, gaze up towards the ceiling, back arches. I like to pull my elbows back a little bit and my hands glide down my legs. You don't have to do that. I don't know if my body likes to do that. And on an exhale, we're gently going to round our back. Maybe your hands come to like in front of your knees even. Your chin comes to your chest. Inhale, chest opens, belly pushes out, maybe your elbows pull back, your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round your back, chin to chest. All right, do this with your own breath right now for like 6 or 7 more breath cycles. It's really good to close your eyes here for this one. And just allow all of the weakness that you're stirring up, the energy that you're creating in your mid-body, just allow that to happen. Slow and steady. A few more inhales and exhales here. And on your next exhale, go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. We're going to extend our right leg out long in front. Good. So typically when we're doing this in yoga, we have our toes pointed up to the sky, pushing out through our heel. We want our femur really going, parallel with the ground and pointed to the ceiling. But this is not what we're doing in this practice. I want you to have your extended leg, your right leg, super loosey-goosey, but give it a little shake here. This is just low key, enjoying the moment. All right, so what we're going to do here is a traditional, again, non-traditional. So typically we would inhale and try to reach our toes, But when we exhale on this one, we're actually really just gonna think about kind of collapsing one vertebrae down at a time and kind of just almost like hunching over. So we're not gonna be extending and reaching in the back body at all. It's really gonna be more focusing on turning inward, the self-reflection piece of this Beaver full moon, okay? So let's begin by actually just having our hands on the ground, framing our leg, you know, or foot, whatever. You can take a nice inhale to grow the chest. And exhale, you're just gently going to kind of fold into yourself. Allow one vertebrae at a time to kind of stack under each other. So I'm not reaching out and extending at all. I'm really focusing on connecting my mind to my heart, allowing my head to hang heavy. If it feels comfortable for you to have your palms face up, I would encourage you to have your palms face up. That's a receiving mudra. So we're receiving the power, the energy from the moon. If that's not comfortable for you, then have them face down. I want you to really focus on the inhales. Feel your back body. And on the exhales, allow yourself to fold in a little bit more. So just feel what you're experiencing, not judging it, not thinking, am I doing it right? Not thinking, am I getting a stretch? Why am I sweating? You're here to receive and reap the benefits of everything that we've done and dealt with this year. We are here to, like I said, shift from that achieving to receiving. Good. On an inhale, just gently plant your hands and walk your hands back towards your body just to lift yourself up. Bring your right hand behind you a little bit, kind of like diagonal with your hip. We're going to inhale the left hand up and overhead. Gently allow your right hand or your right elbow to bend a little bit. You're going to start opening up your chest towards the ceiling, gazing up towards your elbow if that feels good. If that's too pinchy in your neck, if this is too much for you, then come out of it. Don't be as bent over. This is a variation of wild things. So typically we would be like up on our feet and we're like flailing and opening our chest here. We are taking it slow and steady today. If your left arm's getting tired, allow it to drape over your head or come to your hip or just relax. Okay, we are here to receive what feels good for you right now. It's a nice low-key wild thing variation. Now on your next inhale, gently bring yourself back up. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Let's do that on the other side. So let's extend our left leg out long. Bring our right foot back in. So check in with your left leg. Make sure it's super loose. It's not tight at all. We've got all the muscles nice and relaxed. Gently on an exhale, allow yourself to begin to fold inwards. Maybe your hands creep out a little bit, but not really a lot. We're really not bending over at all here. We're really just thinking about turning inward. If it feels comfortable for you to have your palms face up, allow your head to hang heavy, your chin comes to your chest. Receiving all of the positive energy from the moon, from yourself, from each other. Accepting this posture and all of the benefits that it has for us openly right now. Recognizing that our mind is wandering throughout our practice. That's what it does. And always bringing it back to our intention, to our breath, to a sensation you're feeling, whatever keeps your mind anchored, go with it. Relax the upper body, relax your jaw. Gently plant your palms if they're not already. Walk your hands back towards yourself to lift your torso. Bring your right hand behind you. Bring your left hand behind you, sorry. Inhale your right hand up and overhead. Extending the right side body. So again, we don't want our ears eating our shoulders here. We have a nice long upper body. Looking up to the elbow, if that feels nice. Finding the upturned corners of our mouth again, that nice little smile into ourselves. If your right arm's getting tired, maybe just drape over your head. For a few more breath cycles. Good. And then on an inhale, gently come back out of that. And exhale, release. Beautiful. All right, we're going to move into our supported cobbler's pose now. So we will need our nice little roll that we created earlier. And with cobbler's pose, it's butterfly. Baddha-Konasana, cobbler's pose, butterfly, we've all seen it. It's when the soles of our feet are together. So this can be we're going to be in this pose for a while, the longest we've been in any pose yet. This is what we're going to be in. So this can be really intense on your hips. So this is when your yoga blocks come in handy, your blankets, your pillows. We're going to have a couple, 30 seconds, 45 seconds to get comfortable in this pose. But I'm giving you the heads up, like we really want to make sure that your hips feel supported in this pose, okay? So whatever you're going to use under your knees, if you need it, maybe you have really open hips and that's amazing and you don't need it. More power to you, okay? Just do what feels good for you. So have your props under your knees, whatever feels good. Have your blanket. So I have fringe on my blanket. I'm sure not every blanket has fringe, but basically whatever the open side of your blanket, you want that going out towards you, and you want the closed side at the base of your spine. What we're going to do is we're going to lay down on this roll, and it's really going to help open our chest and give us a super yummy, juicy chest opener to receive all this beautiful energy the moon is giving us today. If you have extra blankets and stuff around you and you want to maybe like cover up with a blankie or something to get cozy, then totally do that. I encourage you to do that so much, okay? You just want to cover up your feet, your body, your torso, whatever. Okay, so once you have the blanket at the base of your spine, you can just gently come down one vertebrae at a time. Maybe you need to move your props as you go, that's totally good. Once you get down, take some seconds to get comfortable. So I always like to push my head into the mat or into the prop and lift my chest up and kind of crawl my shoulder blades in together a little more. We're gonna make sure the backs of our arms are resting on the ground so it's relaxed. But we're gonna have our hands again spread wide. Let's have our right hand over our heart center and our left hand more down on like our belly button and lower belly. We should have a nice cushion under our head. Sorry, a little rolly. You're going to be in this supported cobbler's pose variation for 20 breath cycles, 30 breath cycles. We're going to be here for a while. And I want you to also know that you can, if you get, like your hips are starting to hurt, a couple breaths into it or a minute into it, then you can move like you're at home, do your own practice. Do what feels good for your body, okay? This is totally 1000% for you. So you need to make sure that it is serving you in the way that you need. So while we're in this pose, I really want you to imagine that big, beautiful moon, silver, shiny, mistress in the sky, shining above. And really receiving the energy that she is sharing with us. Recognizing that your open chest, your open belly, your open solar plexus right here, it's all to receive. repeating our intentions and our mantras over to ourselves. That's what feels good. Maybe focusing on the rhythm of the heart. Maybe focusing on the connection that you're creating with yourself. Maybe recognizing that you've done so much more than you realized. This pose is so good. It's such a great restorative pose. It helps with digestion. It helps to empower us. It helps to ground us. We'll be here for 5 or 6 more breath cycles. Really allowing your chest to expand. Really grounding on your exhale. Gently begin to bring your hands to the outside of your thighs. Bring your knees in and together. So slow and steady, whatever feels good for you. We're going to allow our knees to just fall over to the left side. It's a nice little twist. Maybe your right hand extends out long. Maybe you gaze over to the right. If that's too intense for you right now, then keep your right hand on your hip or just down at your side and your gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale your knees back to neutral, your hand back in, and exhale your knees over to the opposite side now, gently allowing them to come together. You can extend your left hand out long, that feels good. Gaze over to your fingers or up to the ceiling. Inhale your legs back to neutral. From here, we're going to make our way into our breath practice. So if it feels good for you to lay on your towel rolling, you can keep laying on that. If you want to remove it, you can remove it. If it's yogi's choice for your legs, if you want to extend your legs out long, you can do that. If you want to go back in cobbler's pose with your soles of your feet together and your hips wide, you can do that. If you want to have your feet as wide as the mat and your knees bent and splaying in and together, you can do that. So take 30 seconds to find what feels good for you and your body before we move to our breath practice, our pranayama breath practice. Whatever feels good for you. So with our hands, our right hand is still up by our heart. Our left hand is down over our belly button, lower belly, chest area, or the right hand's up on the chest, left hand's down lower belly. On your next inhale, I want you to draw it all the way down so your left pinky finger rise a little bit. So that spot underneath your belly button, big inhale, and exhale from there as well. Slow and steady, big inhale, rises belly, complete exhale. Couple more from this spot. Now inhaling our attention to underneath our left thumb and our right pinky, our mid-center, our solar plexus area, inhaling our awareness here. And exhaling from there as well. Spot right underneath the rib cage. Lifts on your inhale, sinks on your exhale. More breath cycles here. Now drawing your inhalation to your chest. Lifting your legs up. Exhaling from there, your collarbones as well. On your next inhale, gently draw it all the way down to the belly. Allow your mid-belly now to fill up, and then your chest. And exhale through the chest, through the center belly, and out lower belly. Inhale, lower belly lifts, mid-belly fills with air, chest expands. Exhale, chest sinks, ribs, lower belly releases. Inhale, lower belly lifts, ribs expand, chest rises. Exhale, releasing the chest, the solar plexus. Continuing this 3 parts breath at your own breath rate. Allowing the oxygen to fill you up completely. Making your exhales just a little bit longer. Squeezing the belly button just 1 more second to allow for more oxygen to enter the body, energize the body. Powerful 3 parts breath. Great when we're feeling nervous or anxious. Allowing the air to enter like a wave, filling you up, and exit like the tide, going out. We'll stay here for a few more breath cycles. On your next exhale, gently allow this breath pattern to release. And welcome your natural breathing to come back. We'll stay here in Savasana for a few minutes. Again, allowing all the goodness of the practice, meditation, of the pranayama, the intention setting, so allowing all of that to sink in, to absorb into our energy. Keeping our connection with ourselves and our center focus. Remembering why you chose to come today, what you were expecting, what you were hoping, what you were thinking. Feeling really good about the time that you put into yourself tonight, intentions you've set going forward for the next month, the last month of this crazy ass year. Gently begin to deepen your inhalations and exhalations now. Bring a little bit of movement back, beginning with your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, wrists and ankles, begin to move arms and legs. Gently begin to awaken, find movements that feel good to them. Maybe it's stretching, maybe stillness for a few more breath cycles, whatever makes sense to you. But when you feel ready, gently making your way onto your right side again and spending a few breath cycles here, so allowing our heart to have some moments of rest. Whenever it feels good to you, you push yourself up. And come back to that seated Sukhasana, easy pose, cross-legged position that you started in. Bring our hands to heart center, have our eyes closed. Wait for everybody to come here. Sharing with you advice from the moon. Live life to the fullest. Be someone to look up to. Don't be fazed by difficulty. Take time to reflect. Enjoy a little space. Honor the cycles of nature and light up the night. We'll close the practice by taking 3 inhalations through the nose and open mouth exhalations together, beginning now. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. The light in me feels and honors and sees the light in you. Namaste. Ladies, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Like I said, I'm not usually a restorative yogi, so it was definitely a change of pace for me as well. And I know last month when we did this, it was a little more active. So I think it's one of the beauties of doing this monthly is we have the opportunity to experience a couple different modalities of yoga and how it can serve us. So thank you, ladies, Kristen and Jenny. Thank you all so much. It was really wonderful.
Who's ready for bed? Because I think I am. I was like laying there and I was like, stay awake, you still have to say goodbye. It was like kind of like starting to kind of come in and out of that for sure. Thank you so much, Elika. That was amazing. Kristen, thank you so much for helping us set that intention and remind us that, you guys, there is so much energy out and about right now when we're talking about the full moon. How you channel it, how you use it is totally up to you. And I think that when we have sessions like this or gatherings like this, and we just take that time to remind ourselves that the energy is out there regardless, and you can either choose to let it work for you or against you. But when we have sessions like this and you just really hone in for an entire hour of positive and working from your insides, like even Elika was talking about, it's not about how far you can stretch, it's about how far you can go in. And I think that has a lot to do with how you handle the energy that's going to be out there. So allow that energy to be there, but remember how you move inward is what's going to determine how you use that energy in the future. Okay, so keep that energy positive, keep those intentions in your mind, and let's move forward through December 2020. Can you believe it? Like, when did that happen? But thank God. Part of me is like, oh my gosh, this year has just been such a roller coaster. But having this session reminds me how grateful I am. Reminds me how many women out there are just like-minded, just like me. And regardless of how crazy things may be going on, we can still have beautiful moments just like this. And this is what you need to hold on to. And this is what you hold dear to your heart is sessions and moments like this. And it makes all that other stuff kind of even out a little bit, right? Or not feel so heavy on your heart because you've already set those intentions for positive energy and you've already set that field of protection around your body. That's what I always think these sessions kind of give me is just this like suit of armor of nothing can touch me, nothing can mess with my energy, and I am protected from all angles from myself because I set those intentions. Okay, so continue that on throughout the month. Remember that we're going to be doing this consistently as well. So we really want to get in the habit of it. So it's not just every once in a while, it's a consistent thing that we are creating for ourselves every month. So please, if you took a picture or you took a little video, tomorrow, if you're out and grabbing your water, I'm going to go over that as well, just real quick. But if you have a picture, post it in the group. Give us a little bit of like a, how did you like it? What did you think about it? Is there more that we could do? Is there, you guys want a longer session? Just kind of give us a little bit of feedback because we are totally open to catering to what you guys need as well. So if you have specific needs that you're like, I really wish they would have hit this, tell us, reach out to us, or post it in the group, because that group will stay functioning. So we will now use that group for all of our full moons. That's where our link will be. That's where we'll always tell you what time it's going to be, because the times may also change according to when the full moon is at its highest, or like when the sun sets and things like that. So the times may kind of change. So always keep an eye out for when specifically we're meeting, but go ahead and mark it down that we will be meeting monthly on the full moons. Okay. And feel free to invite a friend, feel free to add somebody into the group, give me a heads up and say, hey, I added my friend so-and-so or something like that, just so we can give them a little welcome. But if you think of somebody in your mind right now that you're just like, wow, so-and-so would love this, I'd love to invite her. Just reach out to me and say, hey, I'm going to invite my friend. I'm going to add her in. And we're open and welcome open arms here. Okay. As long as it's always positive energy, I'm totally open to anybody coming into our circle. Okay. From here, I am inside, and if you are inside as well, the best thing for you to do from now is to take your water. If you had some water, so I just did like a mason jar of water. You could do more, you could do less. Whatever feels right to you, okay? And then you want to take, if you have any crystals or anything like that, I have a little box here of all my little crystals. I'm going to take all of this, I'm going to set it on a mirror outside. Okay, and so the mirror, Kristen kind of told us about it last time, the mirror really gives us that extra reflection from the moon. So that's just a really nice way to make sure your charge is going like to the max. Okay, so I put it on a mirror that I have outside. I set my water out there, I set my crystals out there, and then you want to make sure that you get them before the sunlight touches them in the morning. That's crucial. Okay, so set a little alarm, or if you know like your husband gets up, be like, hey, can you grab that? That's my go-to, by the way. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll be like, hey, Mike, you up? Can you get that? But make sure you just get it out before the sunlight touches it, because that will change the energy of it as well. You're really just channeling that moon energy for the evening. And so you can set all of your stuff out and just make sure you get it in the morning. Okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our practice here. We appreciate you guys taking time on a Sunday evening to be with us. If anybody has any questions, I could give a couple minutes, or you could also post it in the group. I know it's one of those things you probably don't think about it until like after you jumped off. But feel free to reach out to us on social, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, wherever we're connecting at. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys coming. I hope that you guys feel lighter, joyful, peaceful, grateful, all of those juicy, fun words that we love to feel. Hopefully you guys are feeling it. And I would love if you guys do end up posting at all, just tag us. I'd love to see it. Sometimes I don't get to see everything on my social because it gets jumbled, but tag us in it so we can make sure we see it. Okay. All right, guys. Alec, Kristen, did you guys have anything else you wanted to say?
Nope, not at all.
I would love if everyone would take a picture of how they've set up tonight. I do like to make slideshows. So if you're willing to let me use your photo of that, that would be awesome if you would post it in the group just so we can kind of keep an ongoing collection of our growing team.
Awesome. Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies, I hope you have a fabulous Sunday evening. I hope you get to go out and just at least say hello to the moon. If you are inside, she is bright and beautiful. Hopefully she is where you are too. And just make sure you set that water out, your crystals out, and we'll get them in the morning and then we'll move on to our next one. But I hope you guys have a fabulous December if I don't talk to you before our next one. And let's just round out 2020 with the best intentions and energy possible. Okay. Thank you, ladies, for coming. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good evening. Okay. Bye.
Bye.